Hi guys, this is Forte. This video I'm going to talk about how you should be looking at the market, what kind of trades you should be looking for, and how should you deal with the next 2 weeks. So let's start off with the current situation that we're in right now. The United States right now, I heard they changed the definition for recession, right? But I don't know. Let's just forget about it. Recession is simple. If you have two negative quarters on the GDP, you're in a recession. So I don't care how the Federal Reserve or the president says that we're not in a recession. They keep on saying we're technically not in a recession, but all I'm gonna say is shut the fuck up. We have we have two negative quarters in a row. We are in a recession. Period. That's it. But that doesn't mean you should be looking at the news every day. The news is gonna be pretty bad for the upcoming week, especially today. We just had the S&P was down more than 3% on a really big volume. Right, we got rejected at the 200-day moving average right here, and then now we came back down, and then seems like we're heading even lower. Now, what you need to pay attention to is the price action, not news for the upcoming days, because if we start heading even lower, the news is going to be really bad. It's going to be like, oh, it's the end of the world. People are going to be selling stocks. That's not what you want to be doing. This is when you actually want to be looking for stocks, because what likely is going to happen. So there are two scenarios, right? There are three. Number one is, we make another leg down, and then we start bouncing up, or we just start recovering from here, or we come back down a little bit, and then wear some people out. And I think that is way more likely than the other two, right? Because I don't think the market wants people to make money right now. And that's why you should be looking for trades and not actually trade them. There is going to be a lot of setups that's going to be set up for the next couple weeks. And if you're looking at the news, if you're reading news every single day, it's going to dilute your stock picking skills. So right now, pay attention to it. This has happened many times in history. In 1980 something or 60 something. I think 60 was the one where it made a lower low, right? I think it was 80 where it was really similar like this, and then we started going sideways. And I think that's more likely to happen. We have big volume today, and we have the 50-day moving average rising. If somehow next week we open down right below the 50-day moving average and we found no buyers, just like today, if the move next week looks like today's move, how there is just absolutely no buyers stepping up, then very likely we're gonna we're gonna make another leg lower. But if not, we take a look at the 60-minute chart. There's a really high chance that we'll be able to find buyers near this area, right? If the buyers are strong, and as far as today, we don't have any evidence that the buyers are strong, but one day at a time, you never know. And that's pretty much it. That's how I see the market. So to summarize that down, we are in a recession, but that doesn't mean you should be looking at the news, because the news is going to tell you that the world is ending. But I think the price action is way more. It's like the most important thing right now to take a look at. Like the moment we slash below 50-day moving average, if somehow it took a day or two to find buyers and we start going flat, you're going to see a lot of bad news coming out. We're going to see a lot of noob traders putting in more short positions here, which makes sense. But I wouldn't touch the S&P or QQQ right now. I'll be looking for setups, right? Actual stock setups, not trading the index, because a lot of the names, because some names are going to be, if we tend to go flat, if we don't make another low lower, S&P is not going to be the one to go up first. Individual stocks are going to be the one that's making newer highs. That's where you want to pay attention. And from my not experience, because I've never traded to the 2008 market, I am a fairly new trader, right? Matter of fact, if you look at my history of trading, I'm a really noob trader. So I don't have much experience in trading this, but as far as my study goes, likely a lot of lower small cap stocks are going to be setting up. Small caps and mid caps. I'm not a big fan of bigger caps, mega caps. They don't look that good. And the interest rate right now, I believe, is at 2.5, right? So let me just start typing them down. The US interest rate right now, is at 2.5 to 2.57 to 2.75. I mean 2.50 to 2.75, and the Chinese and we're still rising, and we're still increasing. And after today, I think Fed had a speech, and he sounded pretty. He had a pretty bad tone. It seems like he said he want to forcefully use ways to, control this inflation. And people, I'm pretty sure investors did not like the way how he used word. And then we had a big sell-off today. Now, don't feel bad from this sell-off, because we got a really important piece of information from the confidence, right? That the people in the market right now does not have a lot of confidence. Tiny little words will make them want to sell off. That goes to show you how you should be treating upcoming trades, right? Buyers are not that strong right now, and we don't have that many setups anyways. And there's another market that we need to pay attention right now, because we are like in 2022, the US stock market is not just the US stock market anymore. People always gets too fixated on just the United States market. There is another market that's emerging up, and they are really, really strong right now, which is the Chinese market, right? Since 2008, we haven't really seen them. In China, they've been developing like crazy, but in the last 10 years, we haven't really seen their stock market. I take that back, because for the last bull market, China lead it. They kind of did. And as of right now, it looks like they're leading too. A lot of Chinese stocks are popping up on my scans. And the FXI, which is the Chinese, what is it? It's kind of like the Dow Jones of China. You can see that they bottom out on this day on March 15th. And for the S&P, we bottom out June 21st, right? It seems like they're leading. The index rallied 30%, and it's having a little pullback. This is sort of the pullback that I am, thinking that's going to happen on the United States market, the S&P and the QQQs, right? And they're leading, which made me, start studying interest rate in China and the housing market in China and everything. And you guys can do your own research, but I'm just going to say it. The Chinese interest rate they've been decreasing it since the COVID, the pandemic shock on the QQQ on March of 2020. And then they're still lowering it. Now it's as low as I think it went from 7% to 3%, if I believe, and they're still looking to lower it, and which means the central bank in China is already kind of easing, right? Way before the United States did. And the price action on the FXI, which is the Chinese index, shows me that, yeah, they are actually, basically leading the market right now. They bottom out way before the NASDAQ and the S&P did. And even as of right now, they're, they had a pretty bad day today, but there was a pretty big volume on yesterday, right? So I am afraid that the Chinese stock is going to lead this bull market. So for those people that don't like to trade Chinese stock due to Luckin Coffee and then some financial scandals, be a little bit open-minded. You might miss a big opportunity. You're not here to hold a Chinese stock. You're here to trade and make some big money, right? And that's pretty much it. And let's go over some of the trades that we did not upcoming, but the last 2 months. My win rate is hovering around 10%, right? Which is, I'm still up for the months with a win rate like that. And there's a couple names that have been doing pretty well for me. There's one name that's doing really well for me. It's CLFD. The stock purchased it right here, and now we're up about 70%. We pull back a little bit right now, right? I didn't get him right. I got him somewhere here, so around 69%. And this stock seems to be holding pretty well. Some other names that I got out, CELH. I got kicked today. I had a really, really tight stop. The market didn't look that good. Another stock, EMPH, I also got kicked. But it's still setting up. I have alerts in. Let me double check if my alert is in here. Yes, I do still have alerts. and I have alert above 308. So if this thing can get above that, I would like to get a piece of it. Sec. Okay. Another name that I have a little bit in is the SWAV. They had great earnings, so we can see that even though the market is absolutely, dog shit right now, we still have names holding up here, right? This thing barely pulled back today. We had an inside day today, matter of fact. If I just draw the line here, this thing, the market really affected this. So these are the names that you want to be paying attention to. And I see them in all the small cap names, right? None of the mega cap, mid cap are even following this. One of the names I was looking at, Funko, look at this garbage. Straight up just didn't even work, right? It might look good on the chart, it might look good fundamentally. If the price is not acting too well, don't trade it. Get out. You stop losses and don't buy the dip just because maybe if you bought it here, you saw money and now this thing pulled all the way back. You gotta take your loss. It doesn't matter if it's a big go. Don't wait for the gap to get filled because this thing might never get filled. This thing might just crash all the way down. A lot of the names has been showing that PayPal, it's coming down. Nvidia is coming down. Like these things barely pull back. These are the previous leaders, leading stocks in the market. So they will be making highs before the market started making highs. But now, they're pretty much identical. Actually, no, they're not identical to the market because if you take a look at the S&P chart, we obviously rally way harder than Nvidia did. Yeah, you can argue, no, Forte, Nvidia, rallied 36%. Yeah, you better if when the market rallies 20%, I hope your stock better rally more than 50%, right? You want to buy stocks like CLFT where the market rallies 20% and this thing went up almost 80%, right? I didn't catch the whole 80, I got 69, but that's what it is. And there are many names I've been paying attention to. Jack, I don't have a position. These are just a couple names I'm mentioning. I have to look at my alerts. I don't have them right now. I'll show you guys later in a later video. But that's my take on the market right now. So I believe this is gonna be a quick illustration. Might not happen. What I think is gonna happen in the stock market is that we're gonna come down to test the 50-day moving average. And then, we might even break it on a pretty low volume, but recover a couple days later, even, consolidate and then start to break lower of that consolidation, right? And then we start bouncing to catch some short in, and then we started going flat here, right here. And then, so this is basically building the right side. And while this is going on, the 200-day moving average will start to catch up, right? The same thing goes with the 50-week moving average, the 20, 40, 30, 40 weeks moving average will all start to line up together, started catching up. And then the price of the market will start to flatten out and then break above that. That's where a lot of the setups you're going to see I don't know. I've never experienced it, but looking at history seems like you're going to be seeing 30, 40, 50, 60 setups, maybe even 100 setups. That looks pretty good. And that is when you got to pick the best stock to trade, right? So my advice to everybody right now is go cash and wait and see how this market is going to play out, and don't look at the news, right? There is nothing really worth looking at right now, in my opinion. The housing market in China, by the way, I mentioned it, I didn't talk about it. It is people are buying houses. They are, because the rates are being lowered, and the real estate owners over there are buying houses, which is the opposite of America right now. I don't think anybody is wants to buy houses right now. The rates are high and they're still raising. A lot of the house near my area, right? I've been going around places and looking at houses. They're not selling. A lot of empty homes nowadays, and if we take a look at the price of wood, right? This thing has been dropping, quite a bit. And timber, timber, just a timber index fund. Wood is starting to enter into, basically, I'll show you guys, we enter into, stage 1 consolidation, stage 2 uptrend right here, stage 3 consolidation. We can tell this is a stage 3 consolidation because this thing pull back, you know, we pull back and tested this area already, and it seems like we're going lower right here, right? This is hindsight. We're looking at hindsight right now, and looks like it's gonna go lower. We're so far away from the 200-day moving average. That's the thing about the 200-day moving average. It's a great indicator. If you take a look at the S&P, we have tested it already many times. 1, 2 goes to show me that I don't think the market is as weak as people think. And yes, even though we're in a recession, that doesn't mean that there's not going to be any stocks to, trade. If the market goes down, we're not going to make any money. If the market goes up, we're going to be making some money. If the market goes flat, we're going to be making big money. That's what we got to keep in mind. That doesn't mean when the market goes flat, that's when individual stocks gets moving. When the market goes up, like 2021, this is a late stage bull market. Not a lot of setups. Every single setups are hard to trade. Whenever you enter a breakout, they tend to fail. That's what happens in a late bull market, right? That's what I have been learning the last couple days. I've been studying those couple days. I haven't been making videos lately, guys, because I've been doing a lot of work behind for myself actually. And that's it. That's my study. And yeah, see you guys next time. I'll keep you guys updated. Peace.